Hello all and welcome to my math classroom. My name is Mackenzie Schultz and I'm going to be your child's second grade math teacher this year. I'm very excited to start the school year and I hope to have lots of fun activities planned. First off, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I graduated from Dakota State University in December of 2017 with a degree in elementary special education as well as a reading and technology minor. As you may know, this is my first year teaching second grade, and I'm very excited about it. I want to take this time to talk a little bit about how my math classroom is going to look this year and some of the things we will be learning. First off, some of the main concepts we will cover this year is adding and subtracting within 20, which is solving addition and subtraction problems. So, like 11 minus 7 or 10 plus 8. We will also be learning place value of digits and numbers. So as an example is I might ask the students what 3.5 is, and they'll have to tell me what the 3 value is and then what the 0.5 value is. We will also be working on measuring and estimating as well. So in the top picture with the jelly beans, the students have to estimate what the middle jar is and how many are in there. And then the bottom picture is just showing measuring length. We will also be understanding shapes as well as the value of money and also how to tell time and how to read time on different styles of clocks. So these are basically just some of the main concepts that we'll be learning this year. So my teaching will be aligned to the South Dakota State Standards, which is the same concepts as the Common Core Standards, but South Dakota is in the process of renaming it to the South Dakota State Standards, but it's all the same thing. These standards tell me what content my students need to know. It does not necessarily tell me how to teach the content or when I should teach those specific standards. So a part of the Common Core standards, there are also 8 practice standards that are involved, and these standards are designed to help students build a deeper understanding of math as well as real-world problems. The greatest thing about these 8 practice standards is that students will have these same 8 practice standards all throughout high school, so until they graduate high school. They'll be using these same 8 practice standards to solve math problems. So many students do not like math or understand why they have to learn it, but I want students to understand that math is relevant to our everyday lives. I know math was hard for me when I was younger because I didn't understand why it was so important, so I really want to try and incorporate that into my math classroom and just show students how much math actually pops up in our everyday life. So I'll also be implementing a practice called the problem of the day, and this is designed to help students understand the concept of how math and the real world relate to each other. These problems consist of like how many M&Ms are in the cup and can you tell me why you think there's that many in the cup? Or here I have displayed is a cooking problem. So this box of brownies call for 3 eggs. If we need to make 3 boxes of brownies, how many eggs do we need? And then I'll ask the students to tell me why they think we need that many eggs. Along with the problem of the day, I want to use a strategy called Math Talks. This is a strategy designed to get all students involved in math problems, and it also helps students think deeper into the problem and not just give me the answer, but tell me why they think that answer is right. With this strategy, there are different Math Talk moves a student can do. So I may write an answer on the board or a question on the board, 10 plus 4, and I might ask one student what the answer is, and that student will say 14. Well, then I might ask another student, can you tell me if you agree or disagree with the student's answer? So I really want that student to tell me, first of all, what the answer was, and then if they agree or disagree with it. This helps students make sure they're always paying attention in the math classroom, so the students aren't zoning out when they're not called on. And this Math Talk also builds a deeper understanding of the actual problem. And I also think a great reason I want to use this is because I want to build a positive environment in the classroom. And I think by using these math talk moves, I will be able to implement a very positive math environment in my classroom. So, one way I will be assessing where the students are at is I will be using whiteboards to have students show me the steps they are using in order to get to an answer we are solving. I'm a big believer also in group work, and I believe that students learn better through collaboration as well as teaching each other how they did that problem, why they did it that way. It also provides students to learn more than one strategy on how to solve the problem, which is a big push in the Common Core standards. Um, I also believe that group work is great, but I also think working independently sometimes is also a necessity for the student. I really want to make sure the student understands on their own how to do the concept and if they really truly understand the meaning of it. So, to keep track of the students' projects and assignments, I would like to use an app called Seesaw. This is what the app kind of looks like down at the bottom, and the parents are also able to join the app as well. This allows the students to post their assignment or projects to the app, and then it allows me to look at them all in one place. Another great aspect about this is you as parents actually can access it as well. All you need is for me to give you the QR code, which I'll be providing for you in a couple days as school starts. And then all you have to do is scan that, and then your student will come up and all of their assignments and projects will pop up, and you will be able to see what they're doing and kind of my feedback towards that. So that's really great as well. I will also be doing some observation and discussion for assessing students on where they're at. I believe that is very important at such a young age, but I will also be implementing a few quizzes as well. So as part of our class routine, I will also be using manipulatives. A manipulative is just an object that is designed so students can have a concrete example for themselves. So it's a modeling activity for them. So some of the objects I will use is a hundreds chart, number lines, and I will also be using base 10 blocks, which are blocks used to add and subtract or to learn a place value of a number. I want to use these manipulatives because they provide the students with a concrete example of what we are working on. In math, it is very hard to visualize what 4 plus 4 is. But by using a manipulative to show the concrete version of the problem provides students with a deeper understanding of what we are doing. I will also be using an online learning tool called ScoopPad to supplement my teaching. I plan to use this online learning tool 3 to 4 times a week for all students. Since we are a one-to-one in my classroom, I want to use ScoopPad as a way to supplement my instruction. This tool will be used by the students to gain extra practice on skills we have learned in the classroom. A great aspect about this tool is that students can all be working on different skills at the same time. So it was very, very individualized for the students. It also is presented in a game-like structure for the students. So when they master a skill, they receive coins or badges towards their name. Another great thing about the ScoopPad online learning tool is that you as parents are actually able to log on and see the process of your child for free. So you are able to see the skills they have mastered and the skills they may need extra work on. So if you're ever worried about what they need to work on at home, ScoopPad is a great free way for you as parents to see what your student is working on. So lastly, I want to talk about communication through my classroom. A great way of communication would be our Seesaw classroom app I'll be using, but I also want to send out weekly newsletters and emails informing you on upcoming events and activities we'll be doing in the classroom. It also will include any information on field trips or events the class will be doing during the week, and just kind of an overview of what we'll be doing the next week. So I'll be sending these out every week, so I'll be looking for these, and if you have anything you want to add to them for the week, just let me know. So feel free to contact me via email, phone call, text, or in person for any questions, comments, or concerns you may have about what we're doing in our classroom. I am more than happy to discuss ways we will make the learning for students better. If you ever have anything you want to talk about, do not hesitate to contact me at any time. I will also have a classroom website up in a few short days, which will kind of have the same information on it as the newsletters and emails will. At this time, I can answer any questions you may have about the math classroom and how it will work, or any other questions regarding school or your child. That's a good question. So the first question I was asked was, do students still have to learn their multiplication tables? The answer is yes. The students will eventually learn their multiplication tables, but they will not be learning them in second grade. We'll be focusing on adding and subtracting with manipulatives this year, which is the building block into learning multiplication tables. So they will start learning the multiplication tables in about third grade, and then all throughout the rest of school they'll be doing multiplication. The next question I was asked was, who created the Common Core standards anyways? The Common Core standards were created by state leaders of 48 states, which these leaders included governors and state commissioners of education. So they are the ones who created it, and then each state was able to adopt it if they wanted to. Some states didn't adopt it, but South Dakota did. So I just like to thank you all for coming. I hope that we have a great year, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys more as the year goes on. So thank you very much.